Hi, this is Melanie from Hook to the Left, and today we're going to take a look at the February 2021 edition of Crochet World. So let's go ahead and get started. Hi, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to take a look at February 2021's Crochet World magazine, and so you can see what you have available in that magazine. Now I'm taking a look at this design directory because really the bulk of the magazine is going to be different patterns. I don't want to accidentally give away a pattern that isn't mine, so we're going to take a look at these, and then I'm going to tell you a little bit about a pattern from here and tell you the skill level and the name of the pattern. And maybe what type of yarn it uses, like whether it's a worsted weight or a bulky weight or even a DK weight. So I do want to let you know, whenever I talk to you about the skill levels, I'm going to tell you how they determine their skill levels. I'm only going to talk about the 3 different skill levels that they have in this particular issue. So one skill level is a beginner, and that's projects for first-time crocheters using basic stitches with little or no shaping. That's considered a beginner. The next one is easy, and that's projects using basic stitches, repetitive stitch patterns, simple color changes, and easy shaping and finishing. Simple in the round projects such as coasters, hot mats, flowers, hats, neck warmers, and cowls fall within the skill category, as well as the ability to read simple stitch charts and keys. That's the easy. And then intermediate is projects that incorporate a wide variety of stitch techniques beyond the basics, such as shells, fans, popcorns, clusters, post stitches, basic cables, lace, simple intarsia, shaping, and finishing. The crocheter has the ability to read more advanced stitch patterns and charts, such as lace and cable charts. So that's how they determine the skill level, at least for the 3 different skill levels that are used in this particular book, or this particular issue. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about this first one. Let me see if I can get you just a little bit closer so we can focus on the one. We are going to be looking at this one here, number 6, and it's done by page number. So number 6 is and if you see here, I've got a little kitty. Come on, baby. Number 6, what you're seeing there is called the Painted Desert Cardigan, and it's by Margaret Hubert. It is an intermediate pattern, and it does call for a worsted weight acrylic, and it looks like a total of 6 skeins. You know, that is what I'm seeing there. A total of 6 skeins. So, and then a size H or 5mm hook is needed, and this does include buttons as well, so you'd need 5 buttons. So that is the gist of this particular pattern, which is the first pattern, and it does have sizing up to a 3X, and I'm sure that the amount of skeins that you need goes up, up to a 3X, so it would need 10 skeins if you're going as much as a 3X, as opposed to a small, which is 6 skeins. Okay, so the next one is the bag, which is pattern there showing the number 8 on it, and that is an intermediate pattern that does call for worsted weight yarn, and it is calling for a 5mm 12-inch Tunisian hook, because this is called the Tunisian meets tartan bag. And you would also need a purse, zipper, some handles, and some fabric to put inside it, and fusible ultra firm interfacing. So just to let you know, I think that makes it a little bit more complex for me because I'm not a sewer, but the pattern, the Tunisian part of the pattern, is considered intermediate. Okay, so we're going to take a look at number 10, the one with the number 10 on there. And this one is a beginner project. This is called the Totally Scrappy Scarf. So it's using your scraps to make a scarf. And this does call also for a 4-weight medium or a medium worsted weight yarn and a 5mm crochet hook. And then let's go ahead and move on to number 12. And in number 12, you get a wreath of roses. This is an intermediate And I guess it's because of all that lace work that is done there. It's a pretty piece. And it recalls for a size 10 crochet cotton, a lace weight. And it's calling for a 1.65 millimeter steel crochet hook. Alright, and then next we're going to take a look at this neat bracelet right here. And that's called a spiral bracelet. It calls for, again, a lace weight yarn. It's saying specifically Aunt Lydia's Classic Crochet size 10 crochet thread. And then it's calling for a 1.65 millimeter crochet hook. Okay, now this one was an Annie's pattern right there, number 16. And they have it in this Crochet World, this month's Crochet World magazine, and it's called I Love Scraps Afghan, and it is calling for worsted weight yarn as well and a 5mm crochet hook. Now this next one, and I'm going to show you a picture of some different color variations on this, but this is called the First Signs of Spring blanket. And it is also calling for a medium or worsted weight yarn. And the hook size is also a 5mm hook. Now, they have in here, they're showing, I'm going to show this real quick to you. But it is variations on the color. So here they're showing it with like a gray is the background. And then you use scraps for the flowers. And then they're showing it with kind of like an ivory color. And it looks like the gray. Maybe it's showing on camera, but to my eye it is green, like a forest green, instead of the gray. So just a couple of variations on that. I love that one. I think I'm going to have to make this one because I think it's really pretty. Not right now. I have too many other projects. But that is one that I will make in the future. So that's some variations on that. And I can see the picture a little bit bigger, and I'm going to show you the bigger picture of this because they have it with a green border. So I love that with the gray and the green border. Isn't that gorgeous? That's so pretty. Anyway, so that is that project. And I haven't been telling you the skeins, but just imagine, normally the blankets are going to be a few more skeins, like 6 to 8 skeins. Any bigger projects are going to have 6 to 8, 6 to 10 skeins. So just a heads up. Okay, so we're going on to page number 20. And that is a linen stitch rug. And that is used with 4 strands together of worsted weight. So it is calling for a 11.5 millimeter crochet hook. 11.5? Oh, never heard of 11.5. But it's also saying size P, which I've seen size P listed as a 15 millimeter. But, try and get as close to 11 as you can. 10 millimeter maybe. But anyway, so it is holding 4 strands together and is a 4 medium worsted weight, putting all your scraps together. Let's go ahead and move on to another scrap project, which is the theme of this particular issue. And that is on page number 22. And that's called Cascading Shells Throw. I love that rainbow look. And again, that's a worsted weight and a 5 millimeter hook. Now the next one, this one's super cute. Makes me think of Julie. I think she would love this. Whippy Chick. If you guys haven't checked her out, make sure you check her out. Anyway, that is on page 24, and that's a patchwork puppy. And that's considered easy. And I'm sorry, let me back up here. Because I didn't tell you the skill levels of these. So this one, the Annie's one that they got on page 16, that one is considered easy. And then this flower one that was super cute on page 18, that one is also considered easy. And then the linen stitch rug right here on page 20, that's considered easy. And then the Cascading Shells Throw is also an easy pattern. So all these patterns were considered easy all the way through page 22. Now we are on to the Patchwork Puppy, super duper cute. And that one is also considered an easy pattern. That is also using a medium worsted weight, using scraps. and it is using a 5mm hook. So isn't that such a cute little puppy there? I love it. Alright, so the next one down here, page 26, is called the Scrappy Hot Pad. Now that is an intermediate pattern, and I suspect that's because of all the different stitches. The next one here is the Scrappy Shells Throw on page 28, and that is an intermediate, also calling for a worsted weight and a 6mm crochet hook. So that's going to be a little bit more loosey-goosey. Then this one is a Scrap Happy Afghan, and that's considered intermediate, and I think that's because of the changes, all the changes of color and the changes in the stitches. So it's not this repeat row that you keep doing. It's different stitches, and that calls for worsted weight and a 5.5mm hook, which is the one I like using. And then we go on to page number 36. Now this one's pretty, and it's hard to see in this photo here, but it's got some cable work done that they're doing in here. It's called the Hills of Ireland Throw, and that is an intermediate pattern, and they're using a 6.5mm hook. The next one is page 38, and that is a cabled headband and mitts. This is also, because of the cabling, it's also an intermediate pattern. And they use actually a super fine yarn, and it calls for a 4mm hook. I would suspect that they are actually pulling a couple, since it's super fine, a couple of strands together. I have not really looked at the entirety of the pattern. The next one is a gift for him on page 40. And that's called the Aran Honeycomb Scarf. So it is a 3-weight yarn. And they are calling for a 5mm crochet hook. And if you get the gauge right, since they're saying Aran, I always thought that's close to a worsted weight. So anyway, you might be able to, especially with a 5mm, you might be able to get away with that. The next one is page 41. And that's also an intermediate pattern. That is calling for a worsted weight, worsted or 4-weight, and a 4mm gauge hook. So that's going to be really stiff whenever you get done with it. Well, not really stiff, but stiff. All right, the next thing is this necklace right here, and that is considered an easy pattern, and that is using laced weight or 10 crochet cotton, size 10 crochet cotton, and it is calling for a 1.65mm hook. The next one is 44, and that is tying the knot pillow, and that is an easy pattern. That is calling for a cotton thread size 3 and a 2.75mm crochet hook. And I will tell you about they did a couple interviews in this episode, and it's the 2 interviews are very Irish crochet centric. So number 48, which is this one right here, that one is considered an easy pattern. It is also lace weight yarn, and they're requiring a 1.65mm hook. And the final pattern is this one right here, and that one is it's called Romantic Garden. It is a cotton size 10, and they're calling for a 1.9mm steel crochet hook. So that is everything as far as the patterns go, which there's some beautiful patterns. That's a lot of patterns in there. And then they also did a couple of, and a lot of these patterns are specific to scraps. And that is actually the theme of this particular, I'll move this out of the way. That is the theme of this particular issue, is totally scrappy projects. And then as you see here, there's a little bit of label there, but it says today's Irish crochet. So it's a mix between the scrappy projects and the Irish projects in the February issue. Now, my husband got me a subscription to this for my birthday. Yay, thank you. He's so awesome. But it looks like he accidentally got me a subscription twice. So I got 2 of these magazines in the mail. with that in mind, I'm actually going to be giving away this particular magazine, and I am going to run this giveaway. So you'll have, from the time that this is uploaded, you'll be able to enter in until February 6th. And I will post the winner on February 7th. So, like all my contests, they are subscriber appreciation contests. So you must be subscribed to this channel in order to win this item. This is for... I will run this internationally, and I will check and see what the postage would be, because this won't be a very big envelope, so I'll check and see what the postage would be internationally, as to see if I mail it to you, if you happen to win, if I mail it to you, or you might end up with a gift card. So just keep that in mind. If it makes more sense for me just to mail you a gift card instead of mailing it to you in the mail, then that's what I'm going to do. And of course, the gift card will be through Amazon. That's how I usually send my gift cards. The only drawback of winning this, it's not really a drawback. I mean, you're getting it for free, but I do want to let you know I needed to remove personal information. So there is a cutout on the cover right here. And that is because I wanted to remove personal information from the cover. So just a heads up on that. Read the rules down below in my description before entering. Just know that it is also void where prohibited, and I do need you to take a look at those rules, because by entering the contest, you're saying that you agree to the rules. So heads up on that. Finally, don't forget, this Saturday, you will find me at my channel, of course, but I'm going to be doing a live at 11 a.m. So go ahead and join me. Can't wait to chat with you. And then again at 5 p.m., we're going to have a live, and I believe it's going to be over Ginger's house. No, it might actually be at my place. But we have our yarn hookers. So me and my girls get together. So it'll either be at Ginger's, who is Yarn Geek, at Julie's, who is Whippy Chick, or at my place. And it's a live episode, and I just can't wait for you to see it. So make sure you subscribe to all of us. Our links are in the description box down below. But make sure you subscribe to all of us so that you don't miss out on a single episode. So without further ado, if you enjoyed this content, or any sort of yarny content or crochet content, then go ahead and hit that like button down below. And while you're there, hit the subscribe button and that little bell so that you're reminded each time I come out with a new video. And until next time, I want to say thank you so much for joining me today. You guys have an amazing day, and bye-bye.